for posterity, it's I have a day off on a Monday, so I want to make food that'll last for a few days. So this is something, literally, when I know it's really good is when my wife goes, "Can you make that again?" I'm like, oh, okay. She likes it. So we're gonna have, again, I've done this a few times. I think it's worthy of repeating. Is achiote paste. It's the red, El Mexicano, that's the Mexican, that's me. So we're gonna make slow roasted chicken. I'm gonna let it marinate for a couple of hours. I have a bunch of other stuff that I've been working on all morning, cleaning mostly. So now I have a little bit of time to put together this food, and then I can let it marinate from, like, it's 11:30. I'll let it marinate for like 2 or 3 hours, because we're just putting in a couple of ingredients. It's not too complicated. So just orange juice, lime juice, cumin, salt, and that's about it. Oh, cloves. Oh, cinnamon stick. Oh no, I don't. I have one cinnamon stick left. Oops. But I do have a lot of cloves. So it's a couple of things. It's not too complicated of a recipe. And really, all you're doing is sitting around and waiting, because the marinade takes a little while, and then the cooking takes a little while. So it doesn't take that long. The ingredients, there's a couple of different ingredients here and there. Like the achiote paste is the thing. I would get this brand. There's plenty. You can just buy the little achiote seeds and grind them yourself if you want to. I wouldn't, simply because it just takes longer. Not that it's any better or worse. Might be better actually. Who knows? Cup of orange juice. Cup of orange juice. Half a cup of lime juice. This is fresh squeezed. This is also fresh squeezed. It's just in a bottle, which you can squeeze your own. That's better. So what I like to do with this achiote paste, see, it's just that. It just comes in a little plastic bag. Has a really, like, a earthy, sweet odor. Has the consistency of a very wet clay. Really, really beautiful, like, aromatic, earthy odor. I'm gonna put everything in here in my fluid and mix it up. It's kind of like a clay, the consistency, I mean. So I just put everything in there to try to dissolve it a little bit. It needs, the more dissolved it is, the better, the more it distributes amongst the meat. But I've done this 4 or 5 times now, I think. And it's always, like I said, my wife likes it. If I can get my wife's attention and actually have her go, "Oh, that's actually good," then I know I did something right. Otherwise, she's like, "Oh, it was good." She never watches it, don't worry. She never watches these. Mix it around a little bit. Maybe don't stick a, ooh, there's a lot in there. Don't stick a metal knife in a glass like this. Three cloves, a cinnamon stick. Reminder, buy more cinnamon sticks, because this is the last, that's the last one. 10 garlic cloves. Could have cut that. Oh, a tablespoon of oregano and a half a teaspoon of cumin. I'm sorry, a teaspoon and a half of cumin. It's just more earthy aromas to add to it. Makes it really nice. And a teaspoon of salt. Like, you don't have to make it like fine paste or whatever, but you do chop it up. We're trying to release all of the good stuff in the garlic to help season the meat. So, like I said, I've used the one in the jar, and the one in the jar is minced, and that's fine. When you make this, it'll last for a few days. So, it's definitely worth it. So this is $7 of chicken at Kroger, selling it for $1.41 a pound. Maybe not I'm not sure how good of a price that is. I haven't kept up with it lately. So these are giant chicken breasts. These are way too big, but not a problem. We have our knife. We're gonna cut them in half. We're gonna cut them. If you get like just one large chicken breast, perfectly okay. Just cut it in half though, because it will take longer because it's thicker meat, blah, blah, blah. Don't be surprised that, hey, it's taking a while. Because this is gonna take, I'm gonna slow roast this for about 3 hours. So it's not, and this is 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs. So chicken thighs and chicken breasts. My wife likes chicken breasts. I prefer the thigh. I'm a thigh guy for chicken, definitely. But if it were up to me, I would just do the thighs. But she likes the chicken, the breast. So that's why we do both. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it in half. So want all of this meat to cook evenly and slowly. So this fat, chicken fat, it's not gonna do much, so I just take it out. So just cut it right down the center. And then cut it in half. There you go. So we take all of this, we put our achiote paste mixture in. Need a chef's knife flying at me. So the thing to do here, you're gonna have it in your bowl. Mix it around a little bit. Make sure all of our ingredients are mixed together and they can get to dissolving properly and making a nice homogeneous mixture for everything to soak in. You don't need to leave this for long. When I do it with pork, I let it sit overnight. I try to do it for 24 hours if I can. So like if this were pork, I would be cooking this tomorrow at like noon, right? Because pork can take it. Chicken, you don't need it. You don't need to do this. You don't need to have it sit around for a long period of time. So what is it? It's 11:40. It's 11:46 right now in the real world. I'm gonna start cooking it at 2. So I'm gonna give it like around 2.5 hours of marinating. You can do it for a little less. I would try to do it for at least 2 hours, but if you just have like an hour for it to sit in there, that's fine. And we're gonna put this in the fridge, and we'll be back at, like I said, around 2:30 and start cooking. So you have a dish from, this is a dish from southern Mexico, but normally it's done with pork, but I'm doing it with chicken. It's called, normally it's puerco pibil, which is pork, but I'm doing it with chicken, so it's pollo pibil, right? Because pollo is chicken. So a key ingredient, because it's an earthy, delicious, deep earthy flavor that you get from the pibil, not to offset it, but to complement it, you need an acid. So I take a red onion, This is a big onion, but I think it's fine. You only need one typically. So just cut it and just start to peel it before it makes your eyes burn and hurt really bad. And I'm already starting to feel it, so I'm like trying to race through this because it just aches a little bit. Whatever trick you got to keep your eyes from burning, more power to you. Incorporate that trick you got right now. So take a couple layers off, so that way you just have the good stuff here. It's an incredibly simple recipe. It's literally 3 things, and it should not take you that long. I use a mandolin like this, and it works like a charm. So what you want are little pieces like this, and that's it, that's all you need. This, like I said, it's real easy to do, real simple, burns the crap out of my eyes. Oh, I can just feel it. So I just put it in a jar like this. Oh, that burn, I got like a whiff of it. Ooh, burn a candle, summon a demon or whatever you'd have to do to make it so your eyes won't burn. Dump all your stuff in here. Just put it in a jar. Ideally, I'd like to let this sit overnight, but if you let it sit for like 4 or 5 hours, it'll be good enough. Ooh, my eyes are burning. Get a nice mandolin like this. And then be very careful not to cut your fingers off, because it will cut the living crap out of you if you're not careful. So safety is your first priority always for everything you do here. Ooh, no matter how bad your eyes are burning, if your eyes are burning and you can't see, stop cutting. Don't think you can just cut through it. Oh, I'll be fine. No. So we take the rest of our cuts. So like I said, just like that, just a little piece like that. That's all you need. So break it up before you put it in your jar. And you're almost done. The rest of it just is nature taking over and doing its thing. So you can be selective if you don't feed the pieces or don't. I would just only use like the pieces that are like this. You don't need the other pieces typically. We're starting to let a little green chunk it, it's fine. So, freshly squeezed lime juice. This is freshly squeezed, but I mean, perfect world, you squeeze your own, but I just don't have time to do that. And this is not enough lime juice, but I have more. Ooh. So, fill it up. That's it. Now, salt. Just put in salt. It's a condiment. Put in at least a tablespoon of salt. I like to put in about 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of salt. And we're gonna mix it up. So we wanna dissolve this salt. Make sure it gets all the way through. seal it. Give it a little shake. That's it. Make sure the salt is dissolved. Give it a nice shake. Shake it for about a minute or so to get up that salt dissolved. Put it in the fridge and check on it in 3-5 hours. Like I said, overnight is ideal. If you know you're gonna make it tomorrow, do it before you go to bed. Let it sit for 7, 10, 12 hours. The longer the better. This, in this state, in your fridge, you gotta put it in your fridge, will last for about 2 weeks. After that, it'll still look okay, but it won't taste as good and it'll start to go bad. Chunk it. Or hopefully you already ate it all and you don't have anything left. And that's it. All right, so it's been 3 hours. Not too bad. Oven is preheated to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which if my math is correct, that's 12 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna go ahead, dump everything in. If you see a clove, I just saw one, I should have grabbed it. If you see a clove or like the cinnamon stick, you can chunk it. So make sure it's laid out flat. You don't need any, there's enough room. If you have a pot like that's big enough to not have any overlap, that's ideal. It'll cook a lot better that way. So try to have one layer of meat all the way around. And then take another, this will slow down the cooking process and allow, it'll trap the steam a little bit better. I have a top, I also put a top on. When I do this with pork, I like to do it with banana leaves. You could also do it with banana leaves. That'll aid with the steaming also. There we go. Make sure it's on there, not tight, but against it, trying to trap a lot of that steam. I use the top too. Gonna put it in the oven and set a timer for 3 hours. You can just smush it like that. It's usually okay. So yeah, there we go. It smells really nice. You have food for a couple days. It tastes better the next day. So like tonight, it'll taste good, right? But tomorrow, it'll be really, really nice because all the flavors will have been able to relax together. All right, let it cool off for a moment. That smells great. It's really hot. It needs to rest for a moment. But, nice and juicy. Nice savory flavor. I made those onions. I'll complement that flavor really nicely. So let's just rest for a moment, and then we're done. We're ready to eat.